Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, Jesse Milestone, coming to you on this Friday with both good news and bad news.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Where people were just walking around, just jizzing force all over the place. He looks like he has been drinking soy from his mother's teat. Wrap yourselves in, guys, because we are gonna get mean!
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Oh, you can't have cheese because you're allergic. You can have turkey though. You want turkey? Good boy. Mm. Mm. Turkey and cheese. Mm. Mm. No more turkey. You dropped it. Silly. Very silly. Shapicky. You gotta come here for the cheese. You want me to give it to you there? He's like, give it to me here. I'm in the suitcase. I can't even see him. There he is. I'm in the suitcase. I gotta make sure you don't leave without me again. Huh. Okay. And Jane has come for sandwiches. Oh, yeah. Imagine. No ham. Mm. Mm-hmm. Jane, you need some sandwich. Come. All right. Good boy. Oh, Jane, you have come for your sandwich. Yes. Take a bite. Here, Jane. Here is your bite. I do not want you to actually bite into my sandwich. Good boy. Huh. Second half. This is one roll, 2 halves. Jane. All right, Shamanka, you want some more cheese? You don't like the turkey, you just want the cheese. Okay. Mangoes. Oh my god. I'm making a mess because of you, buddy. There's your cheese. Take it up. There. Han, you can't have cheese. You will. No, Han, cheese is not for you. You're allergic to cheese. You'll get hives, and then I'll have to give you Benadryl, and you'll be miserable. And you'll think I'm torturing you when I'm actually saving you. It's a whole thing. It's not that big of a sandwich. I just have very small hands. I do actually like shockingly tiny hands. It's a thing. Enrique! I'll say hi to the rest of you guys in a moment. I'm almost done with so much, but Enrique's special. He knows it. All right. We got back from Minnesota yesterday. Two pancakes straight up because I had to open the suitcase to get my hair stuff out of it, which I still haven't used yet. I won't be able to watch, but I'll listen while I deliver packages. Well, I will start talking soon then. It's probably not that interesting to listen to me eating a sandwich. I don't know if it's interesting to watch either, but I was hungry, so. That's why. That's the reasons that I wanted to eat my sandwich. So, it's also really fun to get the lay of the land, see what you guys are up to, everyone's feeling, before I even say anything. It's kind of cool. Andy, what's up, Andy? Liver's here. I drink there for you. I'll read your super chat. So, Ruin, I'll read your super chats as well. Shut there. Wise guys. Alexander the Great. When I do eat Oreos, I prefer double stuffed to regular. So yes, Alexander. Did you see any Vikings there at Madgaball? I definitely saw some paraphernalia. Although I did see a guy with an Eagles lanyard, which made me happy because that's my peeps, and I'm like, it's not easy to be an Eagle in Vikings territory. Minnesota. Anyway, For those of you who don't know, I'm a fencing coach. My 11-year-old student refereed whatchamacallit. Oh, she fenced and she refereed. So she's 11. She fences Y12s, which is 12-year-old and under. She's another year to go in that just before she ages out. She's also fencing Y14, the next age group up, 14-year-olds and under. She also, because she has national points in Y14, is qualified to fence cadets, which is 16 and under. And so she fenced that. She fenced that at nationals. And she made so. There's sort of your first marker at a national event, or to how you're doing, is making the cut, making out of pools. There's 2 rounds. There's the pools, the round robin that determines your seeding, but the bottom 20% get cut. And so you have to win at least 2 bouts, and sometimes even then have a good indicator to make it out of the pools. And so she did that in cadets, which is fucking amazing. Oh yeah, I know Andy. Don't worry. I've got them. Yeah. Okay, so we're not eating a sandwich anymore, so I should hide that. There's a new Fletch movie coming out with John Hamm as Fletch, Monkey Jiva says. Interesting. We'll have to look up if I don't think to say more about, well, why not just look that up now? Let's just try and see that now. It's funny because John Hamm has almost kind of been like a more likable Chevy Chase in the media lately, where like Chevy Chase always that's Fletch as a character too, plays a lot of these like characters who gets dunked on, the National Lampoon stuff and whatnot. So he's definitely really very good on that. So John Hamm is like a more lovable version of that, because not that, should say whatchamacallit. Chevy Chase very much lovable in his characters, but for all intents and purposes, a douchebag in real life. But John Hamm, from all I hear, is a good guy in real life too. So, Fletch, John Hamm. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Jeff. Jeff. John Hamm is finally Fletch. I have more than 30 years worth of attempts to run. So this is like a passion project for John Hamm then. Wow. Okay, I'm actually really in then. When people do passion projects like this, we'll release Confess Fletch in theaters in September 16th. All right. Well, there you go. Interesting. So, Jeff's working. Okay. So, all right. So, Ruin House Rounded. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, Jesse, looks like you've been having a hard time with what's been going on recently. Just want to let you know that I'm here for you. I think you and I might align politically. Well, anybody who aligns with me politically, or ideology, I really don't have I can't, it's hard to say politically, ideologically. Anybody who aligns with me ideologically, is very much in the camp of live and let live. Is you do you, I do me, we all do each other. That sounds really sexual. No, it's just that though. Is like you live by your own philosophy, So like Alassi Affairs, if they think that the best use of their time is to stream, that's the beauty of freedom of speech, right? If they think that the best, way to make entertainment is to literally just sit around promoting my shit and shitting on it, then great, good for them. I don't care. I think it's wonderful that I really actually get a kick out of this. And they also make a perfect example for talking points like this, because it's right here in our backyard, right? A great example of like people who feel very differently about the world than I do. People who in fact feel very strongly that my existence in the world is somehow anathema or terrible or awful. And guess what? So what I did, I made one little change coming into the show, knowing that these guys have this weird hate boner for me, which is that I just made my chat subscriber only. But but I didn't put any duration. I know that you usually, it's like, you subscribe, you have to be subscribed for at least 5 minutes before you can comment. No, I put no duration. You just have to subscribe. If you want to come and exercise your right to freedom of speech and say whatever things you want to say about me, then you just have to, your token is just a little bump in my algorithm. For, even if it's just for the duration of the stream, that's fine. Unsubscribe when you go. The good that you do to my algorithm by being subscribed for that amount of time is perfect. So that's fine. Thank you. Also, the time that you spend watching, the time that you spend chatting, all of these things are actually really helping my channel. So thank you guys. Well, like I said, perfect example. Like, I don't have to take it personally that these people hate me. That's not about me. It's not about what I'm doing. I don't do anything to them. So I don't have to really get upset or bothered that they're here. And I just want to put that out there, guys. Like, this is not smokescreen. This is not an act. I've been going on a really exciting journey over the past several years of just like being really good with myself, because I can't be good with the rest of the world. I can't always control that. I can't control what goes on out there. So I just have to be on this path of like being good with me. And so one of the things that's happened, you guys might have seen this as I'm encountering haters, and the way that's changed is some people have always run up against a wall with me trying to get under my skin because they just clearly don't know how to do it. They think I'm insecure about things that I'm not. And so that's the angle they take, and it just doesn't work. But other people, have hit varying degrees of success, of course, over the past years. Not anymore, though, because again, it's like I'm going on this journey to get right with me. And the more right I am with me, the more impervious I become to people like Lassie and his circle jerk. I don't know. It feels like the most comfortable term for what that is. So words. Sorry, I'm just like, I need to figure out where all my stuff is. We just got done traveling like yesterday, like I said. So and this is all in addressing of the super chat, by the way. So house right. I'm going to bring it back to the point here. So I'm just like, none of my shit is unpacked. But I would normally walk to the bathroom for that. But fortunately, my toiletries bag from the road is here. So I'm just going to put it on here. Advantages of not being that smelly. I can use like the really natural stuff. Advantages now too, though. So it used to be like natural deodorants and shit came out. They all cost way more than already way too expensive deodorant. And now when you have ones that are like no aluminum, no like literally nothing. Like literally this is like essences and shit. Like we actually can't justify charging more. This was like $3 and it's all I need because I don't stink. So that's convenient for me. Where was I? Now I'm off on a tangent. Okay, so what I was saying about hate boner guys, right? Is so in my worldview now. My worldview has room for people who hate me. It has room for those people hating me. And if I actually believe that if those people really get some value, whatever value they get off of like coming here and digitally, having the little hate boners, then great. I'm actually happy for them that they're finding that enjoyment. It's kind of like going through Obi-Wan. I was like, I really, really fucking hated that show. But I also, like, when people came in and were like, I loved it, I wasn't like, I was like, good for you. Like, I'm really glad that you're enjoying it. I don't really understand how, because I find very little meretricious about it. But that said, I've also liked a lot of things that I can also claim are devoid or lacking in merit. And that's fine. That's part of life. Before I put makeup on, I'm gonna eat some chips. So when it comes to the world and what's going on in Sir Ruin of House Roundhead, it just so happens that, my feelings politically about some of these issues line up very much with my ideology of live and let live. I believe in the legislature and the courses of action and the options that allow for the most amount of freedom, of everybody, and protection of everybody too, because that's part of it, right? If we write laws that allow excessive freedoms for certain peoples, those people are then de facto going to infringe upon the freedoms of others. So sometimes we mistakenly pat ourselves on the back, thinking we're giving ourselves all these freedoms, when what we're actually doing is taking them away. And so everything that's gone on politically recently, everything, with very minimal exceptions, has been about taking something from one side or the other, about proving that you're right by proving someone else is wrong. And so these last big shakeups, the last big bits of turbulence that we've had going on governmentally, politically, have been more of that, have been just more polarization. And so, yeah, that makes me really, really sad and distraught. And that's irrespective of my personal opinions on any of the actual issues themselves. Is just we're going the wrong direction. I don't even care if my side is the one that wins the victory or not on these issues. The fact that we're having these battles at all is bad. And if one side comes out the clear winner, we all lose. No matter who it is. And it can't be my side because I won't lie in the heart with either side. Anyway, so that's my big roundabout. You know, I think there is room. Like, look, everyone's on their own journey. Not everyone is as good with themselves. And so there has to be room for them to explore and make those mistakes and be pieces of shit if they want to be. I'm cool with that. Oh, no. But the way we're going of just wanting to tell everyone else how they can and can't be, I can't abide that shit. Also, I like the new Thor movie only because it was better than I thought it would be. It was a lot better than Multiverse of Madness, in my opinion. Interesting. So I really, really like Multiverse of Madness. I'm curious as to what your criticisms are. And anybody who saw Multiverse of Madness and didn't like it, please let me know. Please definitely let me know. Because I would love to hear, because like I said, really, really like that one. Thor was also definitely better than I thought it was going to be. Specifically, the way they did Natalie Portman's character and the Lady Thor plot point. I thought that was going to be really just sort of slapped in for this women power and all that stuff just to make that point. And it wasn't. It was actually really well written and it was well justified. I liked her in that role too. I thought they, did that all very well. And as Jeff pointed out, they really pulled straight from the comics too for part of her for a lot of her arc. So yeah, I mean, didn't knock your socks off or anything like that, but I think that it was one of those movies where the humor, like, really, my sense of humor really aligned with the movie very well. So I laughed at a lot of shit. Pancake, did you just walk off with a poppable? You did. Motherfucker just stole a chip. My chip. So yeah. I think for me, the way I'm telling people with this one is if you like Taika Waititi's last take on Thor, you'll probably like this because it's tonally very similar. The pacing is very similar. And if you didn't, then you probably won't. It's not a terribly consequential movie, but I do think it's a lot of fun. And I could see where you could not like parts of it, but I struggle to find like any serious dings. Like I'm not singing its praises or nominated for an Oscar or anything like that, but I also struggle to find anything that's like very seriously egregiously wrong with it. So that's sort of my, like, in a nutshell take on Thor, but we'll get back into that more after I catch up with you guys a little better. I drink, therefore I am. Liver cirrhosis, patron saint of the mindless mob. Red light message. Hey, I lost track of time. Still working on the project. Good to see you. No, I haven't forgotten. Just super busy and Disney sucks. Agreed. And don't worry about it. I was away all week in Minnesota for nationals, so I feel like I'm way behind. I was supposed to be streaming and doing stuff when I was there, and I wasn't. So I'm way behind on everything too, Liver. So do not worry or stress for a minute. I always assume it's just life getting in the way. It's also summer. You got your kids, so don't worry. Shit happens. So, Anthony Way, I hope you enjoyed the sandwich stream. And thank you for always being so sweet to me, Anthony Way. I hope your day's going great. I'm, like I said, just getting back into the swing of things, getting back into the groove after being away. So, guard the pussy. That is... I'm not reading your super chat, but thank you for $5. Douglas Ernst, I don't understand your context. Those cops should have had a heart. ACAB. I don't know what that is about, but thank you for money. So that's great. Money is money. Cool beans. Oh, Enrique. Thank you for this. Thank you for the super chat. FM Jesse. Oh, anyways, haven't seen the last episode of Obi-Wan. Still, what do you think of Stranger Things? Just recently started watching Peaky Blinders. Okay. Tell me how you do with Peaky Blinders. Shit, Pancake, stop stealing my chips, dude. Tell me how you do with Peaky Blinders, because we railroaded the first couple seasons, and then we couldn't get through the third one, because there's a big time jump. Loved the first two. Oh my God, couldn't get enough of that show for the first 2 seasons. And then I just couldn't get into it after the time jump. So, I'm curious. I'm very curious. Stranger Things. Holy shit. Marcos, good evening, Jesse. I hope your day was good. I've been here at work since 3 p.m. off at I'm guessing I was 8 and just 10 p.m. Oh, there we go. 10 p.m. Off at 10 p.m. God damn. 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. That is a long... I mean, that's not that bad, I guess. But
you're in the beginnings is where you're at, though. You're closer to the beginnings than the end. Or actually, I don't know what time zone you're at, so you could be right in the middle there. Actually, I do. I just forget. So yeah, you're right in the middle, right? Okay. Michelle Jesse, my wife is feeding our daughter. Oh, I'm home from work early. My wife today, as soon as I got home, I've already with her favorite art. Oh, sounds like you're having a fun day with your favorite art shop music today. Oh my god, so she's a bit hyper. That sounds like fun. I hope you guys are doing. I know I show you an email. Please accept my apologies. Life has been very, very crazy, but I think about you guys, you two, all the time, and I hope you're well. 6:33 now. Yeah, okay. So you're like smack in the middle then. Ish coaster. Okay, wait, no spoilers as well. It's still on episode 2 out of 2, but I love it so far. Still on season 2, episode 2. Yeah. Oh, I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not spoiling. It's not a spoil. It's just like you'll deal with it either way. There is a time jump between the end of season 2 and the end season 3. Like it's not that much of a spoiler to say. Like the show's, but it's around. But yeah, I will tell you nothing else that happens in it because man, we ate it up. Season 2 is fucking fantastic. Absolutely fucking fantastic. Do. Okay. Stranger Things, fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic. So what's really cool coming through Stranger Things is as you're going along. You done eating chips now, buddy? You done eating my chips? Oh, what? No. Stealing my poppables? Huh. Okay. Okay. You done eating chips, buddy? Oh. He's looking at his lips at me. You're done, buddy. Okay. So one of the really cool things with Stranger Things that I love. Oh, sorry. Pause 1 second. By 5 o'clock, we go over to 17 Live. I may try to get over there a little bit earlier today, so let me just do something really quickly. Oh, Andy, you don't have to delete their messages, by the way. Just letting you know, Andy, you don't have to censor these guys. You can let them keep saying whatever they want to say. Just heads up. Like you don't have to let them go. Let them keep sending their money. Please let them pay their money. I'm not gonna read them, so let them keep paying their money. It does not. It's like it's really not. You missed a little bit. You missed the beginning part. You did. I think you were not here for a lot of the beginning part where I was like, I'm really okay with these guys. I've been very good with me lately. And so part of that is like, dude, I understand very intrinsically that whatever they've got going on is not about me. It's about whatever their worldviews are, their opinions, their hate moaners for this, that, and the other. And that's fine. If they're coming here to exercise it, good for them. Good for them. Have at it. And you know what? It's kind of like better here than somewhere else, right? They found me to drop their hatred on. That's good. They should do it here. They should do it here where it becomes a black hole and goes no further, because someone else might get really upset by it, might get really bothered by it. And that wouldn't be nice. It might actually like ruin someone's day or like a YouTube career. Like my channel, I only stream on YouTube so I can remind you, the people who are only on YouTube, to go over to 17 Live where I'm streaming all of the time. So, right. That's what I was doing before. Talking to myself. So Badoop paste. Okay. What's cool about watching Stranger Things season 2? Oh yeah, that's 17 Live. So go over there and follow me over there. What else? Oh, changing the well, that's good. I'm seeing more of you voted in the poll and are on 17 Live. That's wonderful. That's wunderbar. Like a third of you are on 17 Live now. So that's great. Out of the 44 that voted. So that's very tight, very tight. And the poll. So one thing I would ask, I wrote a new song, guys. I wrote a new song. Since it's my song, I wrote it. Obviously, it's not copywritten, so I can play it here. No problem. Do you want to hear the new song? Yes. Yes. No. I hate music. There we go. Or thank you. There you go. Okay, there are your options. New poll. Okay, new poll. All right, so let me give you my more encompassing thoughts on Stranger Things in a moment, Enrique, because I've got a bunch of super chats rolling in. I want to make sure I get to everybody, but I will go back to Stranger Things because I really, really like what they're doing with this show so far. All right, Sharon House Madness, thank you for following up. With Multiverse of Madness, I wanted to see more characters like Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine. Yes, this movie had a lot of problems, though. Listen to Mahler and EFAP break it down. They just destroy it. Okay. So Multiverse of Madness is never going to be a movie that someone like Mahler likes. And this is something like, I like Mahler for certain things. I don't like him for something like this. Because because he's going to be absolutely right with whatever he's saying. I guarantee you, I can already tell you what his criticisms are, and they're not wrong. The problem is that you have to realize what this movie is. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with the rest of phase 4 too. This is the problem, right? You guys remember how, from what I recall, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, from what I recall, WandaVision got pushed back. And then it was by those dates, by the original dates we were given, going to come out after Doctor Strange was set to come out. So then they had to push back Doctor Strange to make sure that WandaVision came out first, which was why we were all expecting to see something Doctor Strangey in WandaVision. And we're all like, that didn't happen. And then obviously Doctor Strange comes out and we all realize why. So looking at things like that, the way we were supposed to lead into phase 4, and then movies like Shang-Chi and the Eternals were supposed to come out later on after we had these. Wasn't Thor Love and Thunder even supposed to be sooner than some of these? I don't remember that one. Don't quote me on that one. But point is what you got with Multiverse of Madness, I think, over something like Thor, which still got to be what it was, a little more so, a little less consequential. I think Multiverse of Madness is the movie that got co-opted by phase 4. Okay. I think the Multiverse of Madness was supposed to be like Thor. All right. Thor is just Taika Waititi's fucking around in the Thor universe. I think Multiverse of Madness was supposed to be Sam Raimi just fucking around in the Doctor Strange multiverse, possibilities. And that we would have gotten then, Hugh Jackman-esque moments, even more things like that. I think what happened is that phase 4 fell apart. And you can blame the pandemic, certainly that affected the timeline, but I also think you can blame the lack of direction. There was no cohesion, so people didn't get on board with the different elements because we couldn't see where it was going. And so they had to do this about face, and now suddenly shoehorn things of greater import into the Doctor Strange movie, tie this back into where your plot line, where your overarching story is going to go, instead of having Doctor's, like, for what it felt like, it felt like WandaVision should lead into Doctor Strange, tootling off into the universe. And then somewhere closer to those, like that, Doctor Strange should have come out, was supposed to come out before Spider-Man, right? Which makes much more sense that you now have Doctor Strange, with this greater understanding of the multiverse, tittling on to, these, with this larger amount of power and in this more like guidance kind of role where he is in that movie, passing the torch on to the next generation. Instead, you flipped the timeline on that too. And so you flipped the import of the various characters, by doing that shit. I already did you. I need to do you again. So that's what I think happened to Doctor Strange. And for me, enough of Sam Raimi got through, and enough of the enough fun, and like, I understand the cameo argument, but at the same time, if you really watch that movie, the visual porn is on point in a way that it has not been in a lot of, like, Marvel Phase 4 has really tried to promise us and try to deliver visual porn and fallen short in a lot of ways. In all the ways that Eternals fell short visually, and it wasn't an ugly movie, but it fell short visually in all the ways that it did. I thought Multiverse of Madness really picked it up. I thought Multiverse of Madness brought us, like, really delved into the digital creativity in set building in a way that we haven't seen since necessarily Inception. And And so I think visually there's a lot to really praise in that film, and that Sam Raimi delivers on some of the other elements. And so for me, like, I think if you're trying to take it as a whole piece together, you are gonna fall apart the way Mahler likes to dissect something, because you're gonna have, it's kind of like you're looking at a road, right? And there's a couple of potholes that make it sort of impassable. And so someone like Mahler can't, all he sees is the fact that the road is impassable. And so it makes the whole thing a wash. The whole project is therefore a complete and total loss. And there's absolutely no point, because those couple of potholes make the whole thing impassable. Whereas someone like me looks at the whole beautiful highway and says, God damn, this is a masterpiece. Oh, with a couple of black spots. But if we just were to go through and smooth those over and drop some cement in there, then the whole thing's pretty good. And so when I look at something like that, it depends where the potholes are. I don't think that they're placed in this movie in a way that compromises the absolute entire vision. Obviously someone like Mahler, who's a lot more structured and story based, is going to feel that way. So that makes sense. But yeah. It's nice being psychic like this. It's just really, you just understanding people and their patterns and how they work. So you don't actually, I do this in my coaching sometimes too. My student will come in and she'll ask, like, how do I do this to this fence or blah? And if she's talking about a fencer and I know the way they fence, I know what they're doing. I don't actually have to see them do it or see what she's doing, because I know how she fences. I know how they fence. And so I'll ask, I'll be like, oh, is this happening? Is this happening? Is this happening? And now that she can feel what she's doing a little better, I'm like, okay, so is it really impossible X, Y, Z, or are you just not patient enough to get through this? And she's like, oh, it's that one. And so like, I can coach her sight unseen, and I'm obviously doing a damn decent job of it, because she took up a fucking national medal this week. So pretty happy. Ghost of Speedy says, do a weekly stream with my queen, Mecca Random. So I will tell you, there's only ever been one obstacle to Mecca and I doing weekly streams, and that has been the same one the whole time. And it's just that we both suck at committing to weekly things. I think she and I both have the same struggle of, we have a hard enough time, keeping our own schedules regular. So it is very difficult. It has been the only barrier really ever for Mecca and I doing a weekly stream. That said, I'm not saying no. I've always wanted to do a weekly stream with Mecca. I would love to do a weekly stream with Mecca. And even if we can't align our schedules to get that together, you are absolutely right in the subtext in suggesting that it has been far too long since Mecca Random and I have streamed together. So that is definitely fucking true. And thank you for reminding me, because I've been thinking the last time I streamed and then didn't stream and was away for a week, I was like, ah, shit, I need to reach out to Mecca. So words. Thank you for reminding me, Ghost of Speedy. And because you may get back to her before I do, if you're in one of Mecca's streams in the near future, please tell her that I say hello. I love her. I miss her. I'm sorry that I'm never online, but I really do want to stream with her again anytime that she has time. And that we should figure out something really fun to do with it, so that we don't have to deal with people like Guard the Pussy. Porno, blah, blah, blah. Why did I read your last super chat? Because you are super chatting in bad faith. So thank you for your money, but I'm not reading your super chats, and I don't understand the rest of it. So I don't know what else you're saying. Macy Van Dusen says, howdy, Jesse. Have great streams. Thank you. Please feed and pet the kitties for me. Macy, you just missed it earlier at the very beginning. You should go back and watch. I was eating a sandwich, and the cats came up, and they always get their little pieces of the sandwiches. So the cats have been fed and loved, and will continue to be fed and loved. I hope you're doing great, Macy. I hope everything's been turning up roses for you. I appreciate the love and support. Fela Booty! It's good to see you, dude. Been a while. Been dealing with personal family crap, dude. Can't stay, dude. No worries. 8:35 a.m. here, and I'm still up from yesterday. What the fuck? I will need bed soon. Milk the haters for money. Hell yeah, Fela Booty. That is what is up. I'm all about that life. I'm sorry you've been dealing with personal shit. I hope that it's been getting better. I know what that's like, man. It sucks, obviously. So I wish you all the best with that. It's good to hear from you, though. It really is very nice to hear from you. And I hope that, hope whatever is going on is not cramping your style too much. Because it's a heck of a style, my dude. I was watching The Rescuers Down Under yesterday because I love that movie, and I was thinking about how badly I want to go back to Australia. So next time I will come visit you, because that's what it should be. Realistically, next time should be Jesse Fest, the long promised adventure that I keep intending to one day do. Jesse Fest Australia, where I just have a festival in my name in Australia, and the main event is me and Lethal Lightning boxing. So, in which I kick the living crap out of him. So, yeah, that'll be fun. He was the only foolish enough to be like, I want this. Shribbles, thank you for the super sticker. Let's see what it is since I can't see on this. This should be with a big smile. Thank you. Thank you. Very much appreciate you. Shribbles08. Hope you're doing well. What did you do? The boys finale. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Get Shipeka his own laptop. I gave him a weekly stream. I need to, Monkey Jeebus. I need to get back. You know, he has his own channel, right? I don't know if you guys know this. Let me go pull it up real quick. Shipancake the cat does have his own channel. We put like a handful of videos up there. I gotta go back and get it going again. But yeah, he does have a little channel out there. Let's see. Shipancake the cat. He's 111 subscribers still. Pretty good. Some subscribers there. He's got like, you know, he's got some views, getting some views. Yeah, he's got all these little videos on there. Oh shit, he's like still has views, so I should probably go back and do that. Yeah. Careful little bites. Oh well. No need to thank. It's Devin, right? I didn't fuck that up. I'm grateful to know you guys. I'm glad that I've had such a positive impact, and I'm excited to get to know you better. Okay, so where was we? Okay, so we got to talk about. All right, are we satisfied with the Marvel chat? Does anybody have any further? Does anybody want to know any more about my thoughts on Thor: Love and Thunder? Because I'm happy. Hey, Kai's here. What? Hey. Hey Kai, how are you? It's good to see you, my dude. Anybody have any did feel I didn't spend enough time on Marvel or Love and Thunder? Because I can go back. But other than that, Stranger Things, The Boys. Wow. Okay. So Jeff asked me the question. He said, what did you think was better? The Stranger Things finale or the Boys finale? And so you got to go beat for beat, right? Beat for beat. You got to take the last 3 episodes of the boys per the last, one of Stranger Things to get roughly the same arc. It's a 3-episode arc. It's a fucking 2.5-hour movie. So beat for beat, Stranger Things blows it out of the water on the full finale. Now, if you shrink that down and go beat for beat, the boys finale versus the last hour of Stranger Things, I think The Boys delivers a more powerful single climactic punch. Stranger Things has the value of unfolding this over basically a 3-episode arc, which is incredibly satisfying. It is incredibly action-packed and leaves very little left except for pretty much Enzo, Yuri, and Murray, which, by the way, I would like to see that as a spinoff sometime. Running some sort of weird spy operation out of Murray's little home or whatever. Anyway, Sheila Aliens going after Cecil. I don't know who Sheila Aliens is. Please elaborate. Because I don't like when anybody goes after Cecil. I like Cecil. Cecil's a good guy. I see there's a lot of this Twitter drama out in the world, but it's not really my drama, which is nice, but I'm always in support of my friends when they're dealing with it, obviously. But yeah, so goddamn Stranger Things. So what's cool, is now you're really seeing how much of this stuff has been planned, I think Stranger Things season 1 is your one-off season. Hey, let's see if this works. Let's see if people like it. And we'll leave it open-ended, And then I think by the time they get into season 2, really, if you go back, you can start to see some of the seeds of 3 and 4 already planted. I think the vision's there for the show from the get-go, really. I don't read a ton about the production or whatnot, but you really feel like there's been a lot of this stuff planned. And so some of the moments, some of the foreshadowing, some of the things that tie together, Even when I was watching season 3, right? The way that they dropped that little spike into Elle's leg, I was like, that's important somehow. They drew our attention to this. This is going to come back in season 3. And that's all tied back into, oh my God, that Casey event. I was about to call you, but of course you're live. Speak of the devil. Guess what I was talking about with Jeff earlier today? You probably won't guess, so I'll just tell you. I was talking about when you and I went to go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood together. I love to see with Eddie playing the guitar, right? Oh, so that I will say, I miss you too, Balam. Things have been really fucking hectic, up and down and stuff. So I've been, there's a lot of people I haven't talked to in longer than I should, and you're one of them. So I miss you too. Hey, Phil TMNT, what's up? Oh, I rode a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ride at Nickelodeon Universe in, at the Mall of America, which is like still the happy place for the 90s. I asked you, I'm planning on doing a panel live stream covering the boys. I would love to be a part of it, Andy, if you have room on it. I would love to be part of that. Absolutely love to. Thank you. If you may. She wants to wife him up. What? We shipped them on EVS's channel like we did you and Jeff. Oh, that kind of going after. Oh, I thought you meant like attacking going after. Oh, okay. Okay. Wait. So is that going to disrupt Peaceful? The great plan that is Peaceful? Anyway. Wait, what about the Once Upon a Day? Oh, I was just talking about it, that KC fan, how it was the first time you and I had hung out. And so this is how the whole conversation went. We were talking about what we wanted to do for our it's going to be 3 years this August. And so he suggested maybe we should go to dinner at Musso and Frank's because that was a big part, like right around the time we got together, that movie had come out. We both saw it. We were talking about it a ton. And I was like, I remember very distinctly the day I went to see it because it was the first day that I hung out with you. And it was also the first day I had all this anxiety because it was the first day that I spent more than a couple hours, or was one of the longest that I had spent away from the kittens. Dude, Phil, it was odd. It was like, seriously, you go in there. It's like the Blues Clues ride. There's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ride. There's, I think it's 2 TMNT rides actually. They have all this. It's like, dude, it really is. You're like, childhood, hooray, magical wonderland. Any hoozle. So, thanks, Enrico. So yeah, so we're thinking about doing that for our third year. As like, hey, that holy crap, it does threaten Peaceful. This abomination must be stopped. I'm just looking out for you guys. I'm looking out for the grand plan, for the greater plan, you know. You gotta keep that on track, you know. Fucking love it. Oh. Realistically, no, it's hilarious. You're right though. Like, y'all shipped me and Jeff the very first High Council I was ever on. Y'all shipped me and Jeff. I think realistically, back in the day, I was like, well, the internet just needs to ship somebody, and Jeff and Jeremy and Ethan were already married. So y'all shipped me and Jeff right from the very first time we ever talked. So were you high at Universal, Jesse? Is that a real question? Is the sky blue when I'm at Universal? Do I have fun when I'm at Universal? Was I on 300 milligrams of edibles for the 4th of July at Universal? I don't know. Some questions, silly questions. And so part of that conversation, that K2 fan, was that happened. And I was like, man, that was a really fun day. And I miss hanging out with you and we should do it again. Side note, do you have a platinum pass again yet? Because I should have known. You should have, Shrevels, of course. Speaking of, I was like, where is the spent? I want to be higher now. I think they're all charging right now, though. And Jay, of course I remember you. What's up? How's it going, my dude? How is it going? It's good to see you. Well, I saw your chat a second ago. Now I can see nothing because my glasses are. Oh, these are new glasses, by the way. What do you guys think? I know it'll be easier to tell me when I'm like prettier and well lit, but in the by and by. I hate doing makeup without my glasses though, because I really have to get this close to even see what I'm doing. It's also not that well lit in here at all. All right. So Did we lose all the Alassie haters? I was really starting to enjoy them, by the way. I will check. I've been off of I fucking got so mad at everything the whole week I was in Minnesota. I will check. Oh, that's good that Casey, man. I'm glad you like Jeff, because if you didn't, that would be, you know. I mean, we don't have tickets or anything. But that said, oh no, Alejandro. Guess who had to downgrade their internet yesterday? That doesn't sound good. That does not sound good at all. Was it was it the price tag or the service not holding up? Because I've had both in the past. I've had it where it's like, I mean, honestly, it's usually a combination thereof, where you're like, I am paying out my asshole, and I cannot justify paying this much more for this little quality. Oh, thank you, Phil. I don't need it. I just need to oh, I didn't ban him. One of my moderators banned him, but I'll go unban him. That's no problem. I don't care. He can come say whatever stupid shit he wants to say. And that's too much work. I probably won't ever bother, realistically. So just tell him to make a new account. Tickets are about $800 for 2 4-day passes. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. I'll just come down to visit you and go to, what's the dessert place down in San Diego, the ridiculous one? Just Dessert, something like that, or like, I don't know what, the one that has the big beautiful ones. I've been there and it's wonderful. I want to go back. We'll go to do that. Anywho, yeah, no, when people get banned, I usually don't bother unbanning them because I don't care enough. So, is it really hot up there? It's not so bad, actually. It only hit 80 whatever today in the valley, like low 80s. And words. We got the fans on here now. We're just fans. So far it's been kind of indiscernible to how it was. So there you go. Save some money and sacrifice nothing. Love it. Love it. Richard Nuts. I want to know how I'm a scammer. Just tell me that. That's all. I'm not going to explain to you how ironic it is that you came to my channel on my live stream to tell me to shut up. No, you don't get to go after Andy for this. Funny and whatever your stupid name is. I don't respect you enough to say it out the whole thing, but that's okay. You don't get to go after Andy for this. See, this is my channel. Richard, you said I'm a scammer, so how am I a scammer? That's all. Hit me up, that KC fan, about what your schedule is like, because that might work. But I got to check in with what our schedule is going on. But I know we are going to have some free time coming in. I was John Thomas. That's why we were. Jeff came with me on my work trip to Minneapolis for Summer Nationals for the fencing tournament, and so we went over and spent some time at the mall. So yeah, I was having a blast over there. My little fencer won a national medal on Monday, so that was pretty fucking badass. Tell you all about it too. So where was I? Boop, 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 boop. No, see your thing, and this is your mix. I'm mixing up freedom between this and that and blah. When you're misapprehending all these things, right? Andy is like me, right? I don't really block people or censor people, but when people go after my friends, and they attack the people that I care about, I get really mad and I want to hurt them and I want to hit them back. And so Andy is like that, and so I won't take those actions. I won't do those things, but I understand and respect the fact that Andy does not like hearing you guys speak that way to me. That's what you have to realize. This is everybody gets their say here. Everybody gets their comfortability. So I'm saying, I don't mind you guys being here, being giant dickbags. But if my moderators who are here for me and my show find it uncomfortable and unpleasant that you're here acting like douchebags and they want to take action to stop you from doing that, I'm not going to, why would I fight them in favor of you? You know, I'm allowing you guys to do all of whatever you want to do and act however you want to act. So of course I'm gonna allow Andy to act however he wants to act. And if I'm going to be forced to pick sides, unless Andy acts in a way that I find actually reprehensible, I'm going to pick Andy's side every time. So you just have to understand the rules of the game, guys, and you're not playing it right. That's all. The rules of engagement are laid out for you. You're just like this person I know, this former business partner of my friends who wants to, you know, tell you that the rules don't matter, change the rules, and then tell you that their new rules matter way, way more than your old rules ever did. So you can try that. But there's a thing that happens, which is that when you don't respect anybody else's rules, they don't respect yours. So that's where you guys are finding yourselves, you know? You come to other people's sandboxes. Those people lay out the rules of engagement for you. You don't respect the rules of engagement, and then you complain about the results. I don't understand why you keep complaining about the results when you're not respecting the rules of engagement that are laid out for you. That's all. So there you go. Funny, I'll explain it one more time since you're apparently thick. I understand that. Andy is like me. Andy is far more bothered when he sees people talking shit to his friends than when he sees them talking shit to him. If you were attacking Andy, it wouldn't bother him as much. But the fact that you're attacking me and I am his friend bothers him. Very similarly, you guys attacking me does not bother me. But if you were over on Andy's stream and I was in the chat and you were talking shit to Andy, I would be a lot more angry because I don't like it when people go after my friends. Plain and simple. Period. End of story. I don't know what's so hard about this for you guys. I understand that you guys are a little bit deficient in your understanding of socialization, which is why I'm so patient in explaining this stuff to you. Is because I really believe there's just, you guys are just, you don't understand how people work. Who would win in a sword fight, you or Will Turner from Pirates of the Caribbean? Okay, now how, like actual, the character straight up Will Turner, and is this before or after he becomes the new Davy Jones? Because these are important questions. Is this like Will Turner from the first Pirates of the Caribbean? Is this Will Turner after he has some pirating experience? Or is this Will Turner after he becomes an immortal being? Because these are very different questions depending on where he is. My answer is different depending on what you pick. So. And now we're also saying that Will Turner is just, we're just both magically teleported from exactly where we are in current set of skills into a place to fight each other. Or is it like I exist in Will Turner's world, being myself, assuming what I would probably know, and then that. She computer line, thank you. Okay, so like first movie Will Turner, right? So first movie Will Turner and like Jesse from the present, and we like happen to be crossing dimensions on a street, and I impugn his honor by mistake, and he challenges me to a duel, and we fucking go to town. I win, and here's why. Very simple reason. I have had the opportunity to study his tapes, and I actually, I exist in that world. Okay, well, that's even, okay. So if I don't exist in that world, then I just, like I said, I win. I've studied his tapes. I know how he fights. Okay, if I exist in that world, then for sure I am already a pirate. So probably exactly like his fight with Jack Sparrow, where I'm like, shit, this guy's really fucking good, but I'm not scrupulous, so I will win by cheating. Will Turner is this great example of like, he's supposed to be one of your expert swordsmen. So the way I would beat him, the way I would approach him in general, and this is why I think I would win, especially earlier greener Will Turner, is I would be, and I always would be used to being a woman fighting in a man's world with the sword fighting styles. And that's not even like, oh, it takes me the time. That's like literally even today as a female saberist, if I fence male sabers, I fence differently. And there's actually things you can do when you understand that to give yourself an advantage. Also, you got to consider Will Turner's not a gigantic guy, so he's not going to have the size and height and the reach advantage there. So roughly my same height. So I get that back as well. So I think with those things and my creativity and my willingness to bend the rules, I think that I would be successful against Will Turner in that iteration. I think after he becomes a pirate, I would have a harder time because he would be more savvy to my tricks. We'd be a little more evenly matched. And obviously once he's fucking immortal, then fuck me. I don't stand a chance. So that's my question. Andy, I always stand up for my friends, and I always stand up for my Andy. Make sure you're dropping your link here. Andy is a super talented new YouTuber whose numbers do not lie. Very, very few people start out with as good numbers as Andy is starting out with. And so that should let you know right away that he is doing something that the people like. The people like him. And so if you don't want to be behind on one of the latest YouTube trends, then you should be definitely subscribe to Zombie Box Reviews. So you could say, I liked him before he was me. I liked him before. You still actually have an opportunity. Let me just double check this because I might have to eat my words since it's been about a week since I've checked on him. I believe you still have time to be one of his first 100 subscribers is the thing. And so people are like, oh, you don't have 100 subscribers yet? Okay. But like I said, yep, he's got 55 now. So look at this guy's numbers, right? This is Andy McCallum in the chat, Zombie Box Reviews on you, right? So great video, by the way. I showed this to some people at the tournament. 25-minute video on Wade from the Obi-Wan show. A crack up. 300 views. His Obi-Wan Kenobi review, his episode 3 quick review, 379 views. 25 seconds Christian Bale hilarity, 94 views. Darth Vader murdering Doomcock, 143 views. Will Smith is a macho man, 179. 13-second intro to his channel, 147 views, right? Every single one of Andy's videos has gotten more views by, in every case, double except for one, than subscribers he has. Those are metrics of somebody on the rise. This does not matter how big, small, whatever. Like you can see my channel. My channel has been stagnant for a very, very long time. It has been a long ass time since I've had a video that's beat my subscriber count. People who are on the rise have videos that beat their subscriber counts. Obviously, the bigger you get, the harder that is to do continuously. Once you're over 100,000 subscribers, pretty much if you're getting videos that are cracking that 100K, you're doing something right. But in that earlier race, all the way up to that 100,000, if you want your views to be beating your subs, and if you have 100 subscribers or 200 or 2,000, if your views are beating your subs, that means you are going somewhere quickly. Like these are not just you're on the rise. Like you can be growing and have your views not beating your subs, but if your views are beating your subs, you are in that exponential growth period. And that's why I'm saying he's got 55 subs now. Give it a week, give it 2. It's not going to be that way forever. So like I said, you have a limited number of time. There are only 45 more people get to be one of Andy's first 100 subscribers. I highly recommend that you take my advice and do that. So Ajay, I'm glad you've been at least okay. I have been up, down, all around. I'm actually gonna make you a mod. I see you said hello mods and chat. You're a great guy. I know you're only here up, down, like here and there, but like I don't know. I just get good vibes from you. Good vibes from you. So can always use better mods. Not better. I didn't mean better. More good mods is what I meant. Anyway. Good. So Link posted do things. Why does my brain work what way? That case too bad. Oh yes, I like this one. Will, you cheated, Jesse. Pirate. Damn straight. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I just got a good feeling. I was like, Ajay will always do the right thing if I wrench him. So you're right, Andy. Views are more important. Views are because that means who's actually watching, who actually gives a shit. And you have that. People care what you have to say. People like the way you say it. So take my advice, guys. I don't get those numbers, but he does. So fucking check him out. The best thing that happened to me this week is I got to stand there. I want to tell you guys this whole story as soon as I get my makeup done, because this story this is not like talking about movies and television and how much I appreciate. Okay, because this is the thing, The Boys and Stranger Things. And this is what really puts the squeeze on Marvel and on Star Wars as these bigger properties that are just aimlessly taking shots in the dark and hoping to strike gold again without bothering to even, I don't know, plan out their entire trilogies before they fucking start shooting them. Is Stranger Things and The Boys are both clearly very purposeful shows that have had a lot of their journey and their arc planned out for a long time. And have taken their time to get there. And so it's refreshing. It's exciting. It's really, really, wait, you've never been a mod before on YouTube? Well, Ajay, welcome to the party. Welcome to the Mindless Mods. I should make a shirt. The Mindless Mods. That That's what I should do. You get a mindless mod shirt made, and if you buy a shirt and tweet yourself wearing it, then you automatically become a mod. I'm not just a mod. I'm a model. Is it because I look like Kendall Jenner? I love you, that K-Stu fan. How is your girl doing, by the way? How is K-Stu doing? This guy has actually legitimately changed my opinions on Kristen Stewart. Trust me, give him a half an hour. Give him a half an hour, because he'll inundate you with so much shit. And eventually, but what he does too is it's not like he just tells it to you. He sends you her. He lets her speak for herself, and he's like, no, just watch what she says, just listen. And because he's really that passionate about her that. And that's the way a true fan should be, though. It's like he doesn't need to convince you or tell you or persuade you. He believes that if you give her a chance, that she'll do that for herself. Because he believes, he really believes she's talented, wonderful, all that stuff. And it's getting harder to deny the talent in some of her later stuff, whether or not you like her. I mean, she got rave reviews from Princess Di. So, for playing that role for sure. And she clearly has been interested in doing more serious work as an actor. I'm actually has her directorial thing come out yet? That K-Stu fan? I didn't get halted by the pandemic and stuff like that, because I was really interested in that. She wanted to adapt her favorite book, which is based on a true story, into a movie. It just sounded really interesting. And so when you learn more about that, a Hollywood baby who started acting because she really wanted to do other things in the movies, but at the age of like 8, the only thing she was allowed to do was be in them. And so has finally really took a long time to be able to, and some hard knocks, to be able to push out and find her own identity in the industry. And now I think she has more integrity than a lot of other people. She's doing a new ghost hunting show. She's so funny about it. She's like, it's gonna be super gay. We're gonna gay ghost hunters, and it's gonna be the gayest thing ever. And like, who talks like that anymore? She's not part of this, Hollywood little blah blah blah, where you can't even say woman because apparently that's offensive now. Like, you can't LGBT blah blah blah. And she's here being like, oh my god, it's gonna be the gayest gay. I'm like, how is that not refreshing for people? It is for me. It definitely is for me. So. Almost gave me anxiety. No. I saw it before at home. It was painful. Okay. Doctor Strange in the. Okay, so I really liked Multiverse of Madness. Everyone hates it, but I really, 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 really liked it. Like, me and Jeff actually both did. Because the things we really liked were the Sam Raimi things. It was very Sam Raimi, and I liked that a lot. What gave you anxiety about it? That's interesting. Or do you mean painful as in like not bad painful, but painful as in like it hit really close to home kind of painful? Boop boo. Yar. I don't feel like I'm here often enough to justify being a mod, to be honest. I mean, realistically, Alejandro, are you a mod? Because you can be if you want to be. Like, half of my viewers are mods now. It's kind of funny. I'm okay with that though. I can live with that. I feel like you're here a lot, right? I don't know. Do you want to be? If you want to be, I'll probably make you one. It doesn't matter. Oh, you guys did say you want to hear my song though. Well, let's look at what the other answers were. I won't do that for you. But first, I do want to explain just what my fucking student did on Monday. She is Academy Award nominated for acting, no less. Indeed. Which, I think that says, yeah. I think it says a lot about her, what she's able to accomplish, especially like she's someone who is not well liked and has never been, and that's never stopped her. Good for her. Imagine a Sam Raimi MCU movie where they allowed him to go out on his regular tropes. I think it had to majorly rate him in on a lot of things. Yes and no. We got Deadite Strange. That was pretty. I assume he had to fight for that one. I mean, we got Deadite Strange. I credit him 100% for the incredible visuals where he goes and he fights the Third Eye Strange. That whole just set piece walking into that building, and when the reviews switched, the way reality flopped, a lot of the reality bending with the digital stuff, I think was very Sam Raimi-esque with the way he can just sort of skew dimensions like that and dive through them. And the music fight between those two was absolutely gorgeous. Really, really fucking cool. I agree though that the the movie is hobbled by Marvel's need to keep it on story, which I think is only there because of how they went off, because of how much in shambles the rest of their phase 4 is. I gotta sit down and watch through it again and look for some of these criticisms. What should I watch for? I didn't hate it. I hardly hate any movies. It exhausted me. Love the visuals, the score, yes. Felt like the characters were shaming Doctor. Okay, so that's what I loved about the movie, though. Okay, that's what I loved about it. This movie is about him so much. I related to him really hard in this whole movie. This entire movie was about how everyone was wrong about him. It was so... This movie is actually very powerful for me in that way because of that, because it was a movie where he knew the truth the whole time. He knew he wasn't a bad guy. He knew he wasn't going to lose it. He knew he wasn't going to become those things. He knew he wasn't the problem. He knew he wanted to do the right thing, and given the right opportunity, he would do it. And everyone else being afraid of his power, being afraid of his capability, being afraid of him was why they kept stopping him and trying to get in his way and treated him like the enemy. And that was why he was the only one who was able to help America Chavez figure out her shit, because it was the same thing. Everyone was afraid of her because she was so powerful. She was this little kid who couldn't control it. They didn't know what to do with her. So they wanted to hobble her. They wanted to stop her. They wanted to take her power away because they were afraid of that. And Doctor Strange finally was the one person who didn't do that to her because he understood, because everyone was doing the same thing to him. And he was like, no, you and I both know we can do this. So let's fucking do this. And it's like, really, in spite of being there's a sci-fi and the visuals and the multiverse and that, it was a very personal movie about believing in yourself. And so I think that going into the movie, once I saw that as the message, I believed that this movie was going to make the point that he was the good guy all along. He did have the power. He did have the right intentions and all that stuff. And so I wasn't as anxious going through it. But I actually think if I hadn't had that faith, if I hadn't trusted that the movie would get there, and I think I only trusted that because it was Sam Raimi. And I was like, I think he knows characters enough to get this right. If I didn't have that faith, I think it would have been a very stressful movie going experience. I probably would have gotten stuck on a lot of those things, because that was a complaint for me in Thor, actually, was too in the beginning of it. It's a very similar thing. A lot of the beginning of Thor feels like a lot of people dinging on him for the things that he's good at, and ragging on him for it. And then what I loved, actually, and that's what I love, that's why I loved the way they did Natalie Portman's character in that movie, is that she, when she becomes Thor, everyone thinks it's going to be, oh, she's Thor and she does it better and she shows him up and she does this. This whole time, the whole movie of them getting together as the two Thors is that he is the best at being Thor ever, and she needs him to teach her how to be Thor. And then suddenly when it's about that, oh, now everyone, and he's back with his Asgardians and this and that. Now suddenly, instead of rolling their eyes at him, everyone's giving him credit for being like, yes, you are the man, you are the best at this. And he's like, oh, and that's sort of when he realizes where he needs to ask for help for the other things too. And it's like, I don't know, maybe it's just also that some of these messages that are happening in the movies are a little bit reflective of things that are going on in my life. So they're speaking to me on that level. And I can definitely see how, if the themes aren't speaking to you, how you would be definitely more bogged down by the technical failings or missteps and stuff, because they're still there. These aren't perfect movies. These aren't even satisfying in the way that the Stranger Things or Boys finales are satisfying, because they don't have the same intentionality in the framework. Doctor Strange, I thought a little more, Thor a little more than like the rest of the Marvel stuff in Phase 4. But for fuck's sake, the vision that comes out of Stranger Things, out of the Boys, where these shows are going, it's so exciting. Because the thing is, part of what makes you excited to know where those shows are going is that you know that the filmmakers know where they're going. Somebody already knows how this shit ends. Someone's already written it. And they're just going like this, just waiting to drop those pieces for us. And you can feel that, and it's exciting. And some of the shit, like, for as much as I loved Multiverse of Madness and as much as I enjoyed Thor, that direction is lacking. That direction is very, very lacking. Thank you, Kai, for reminding people to press the like button. That direction is very lacking in those movies. So, yeah, his powers are nerfed despite him fighting Thanos and saving the universe. It was as if it was for nothing. See, that's where I disagree, though. And I do think that was actually something they highlight. Like in that, look, if you watch it again, watch that first fight where he and Wong are fighting the creature that comes in to attack. It's coming after America Chavez. There's a part where Wong is hobbled and can't do shit. He can't use his hands, so he can't use his magic. And then we saw Doctor Strange another time like that too. But then we see another part where Doctor Strange has that same thing and he pulls out something crazy, something like, and that's what a lot of this movie is. So that's one thing you gotta go back and that I think is maybe too subtle. And that's where Sam Raimi is like too good of a filmmaker. And like Marvel's hits you over on the head with this shit. You can't expect the audience to look for, because that's okay. Maybe that's where it is. And that's why I'd recommend if you really didn't like it, go back and watch it, because I think some of the better parts of the movie are subtle and we've been taught not to look for those things because they've been lacking in every other Marvel film. But Sam Raimi unapologetically puts them back in. Thank you, Anthony Way. Unapologetically puts them back in the way good movies should. So it's little things like that. Like in that fight, there's just a moment where he like improvises magic. There's a lot of things that's sort of a trope in this movie. There's all of these parts where he improvises magic that there isn't a spell for. There isn't a precedence for, and things like that. And so you even see Wong kind of give him this look like, shit, I can't do that. And so that kind of goes back into why everyone's afraid of him. It's what you realize. Everyone's afraid of him, not because they don't think he can or this or that. They're just afraid of how powerful he is. And because they can't stop him, they're afraid, oh God, what happens if he's not a good guy? What happens if he betrays us? If this, if that, because they don't trust him. And his journey is basically, doing the right thing, whether or not anybody else supports him. And that's really, I think that's also though why there's so much of him fighting himself, him interacting with himself, him dealing with himself, is because at the end of the day, it's like he learns how to work with all the versions of himself. He becomes the Deadite version and then learns to utilize all the evil spirits to fucking, fight the last battle. I don't understand Wanda's reasoning of being the hero by enslaving people under spells, whatever WandaVision, but Doctor Strange is bad for saving the universe. I'm confused. That is something I do think, think that Wanda's perspective as the villain is hinged entirely on her being not right anymore, on her being like having gone mad by losing her vision of these children. And I think that like, I don't think it's necessarily a flimsy excuse like some people have said. I do think that it is a little bit shallow in its development. And yeah, so I do think that there's a lot of like, it's hard to sort of see her after we get someone like Thanos, who is such a great villain because of his moral consistency. His moral consistency is part of what makes him incredible. But to have a character that's sort of lacking in that point of view, like her villainy is really motivated by vengeance, and that's a lot flimsier in this world universe destroying levels of power than something like Thanos's motivation. I know it was a key jiggling moment, but I did fanboy out for Patrick Stewart. Yes, that was awesome. I did love the X-Men cartoon full on, like the full commitment to that look. I thought that, as always, Patrick Stewart was on point in that character. I thought that character was on point. I did get tickled by that. That was a call out that did tickle me. Would I have preferred Hugh Jackman? Sure, but we got Professor X, so there's that. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what your overall thoughts were. So 17% of you hate yourself. That's really unfortunate. I'm sorry. 4% of you hate music. That's okay. 13 of you don't want to hear my song. That's fine. And 66% are on board. Well, that is an overwhelming majority. So I guess I'm playing you my new song. Yes, I was satisfied somewhat by the conclusion by finally the fact that all the bad things. That was a good. I did think they wrote her comeuppance really well. I thought that writing that as her comeuppance, and it was also the only way to make her see, because the whole movie everyone's just trying to make her see what she's doing. They're trying to make her see. And she won't. So being confronted, everyone's trying to make her understand this isn't real. They're not your children. This isn't real. And so when she actually has to be confronted with the reality. She actually has to get what she thinks she wants and be confronted by the reality that everybody else is right and that she's wrong, which is why, again, it's actually, in spite of the fact that she's not the world's greatest villain in those regards, she is a good foil to Doctor Strange, because they're both on these journeys where they are the only one who is convinced that the way they're doing it is the right way, and she needs to realize how wrong she is, and he finally gets confirmed how right he is. And so all of those pieces, those balances, those framings, those really good elements of character-based storytelling, I really liked. And I think Mahler missed a lot of those too. Someone was saying earlier about how he like tears it apart and that's that. I think those are things that Mahler misses. Mahler's a story guy. He likes a narrative. He likes a clean narrative structure. He's not going to like Thor: Love and Thunder at all, because he's gonna hate anything Taika Waititi makes, pretty much, because Taika Waititi purely just goes on these long meandering exercises to explore the human psyche. And so it's not the kind of movie somebody like that ever wants. Somebody who's looking for good narrative structure, basic superhero movie, is not going to be satisfied by either of those, realistically, Thor: Love and Thunder or Multiverse of Madness. There are a lot of reasons to dislike both of them, for sure. And that's one of them. Like I said, if you're looking for that, if you think these superhero movies really need to be a little more straightforward and just fucking tell the story they need to tell, that's not a wrong perspective at all. And so you are definitely gonna be very disappointed if that's what you want out of these movies. It's definitely not going to deliver. But any song suggestions for someone with dementia? I need to hang out with my mom, and I'm scratching my head on finding activities for the two of us to do. What type of music did she like? Because music is is a very, really powerful connector to memory. So if you know anything, like if you know of songs that were played at her wedding, or songs that were played at important points in her life, songs that were meaningful, if they had a meaning to both of you, or even songs that maybe even you played a lot as a kid growing up. If there are things that like you listened to a lot or sang along to or played and stuff, anything that connects the two of you. But yeah, because that's like, even if she never sang before, everybody loves who connects to music and stuff. So if you play things you know she's gonna know, then yeah. Also too, I don't know if you have anything like that, if you have any instruments, but if not, even if you can go like get a recorder or something simple like that, you don't have to, because those things like that, like you can help her learn how to play something in the moment, you know, a skill that has nothing to do with memory or knowing how to do things, or a game that you can learn very, very easily in one go. So something like that, like, yeah. You know, so something that like, yeah. Things that will be self-contained, because from what I understand, it can be really frustrating when you're losing your memory, when you're in that place of like the light shining through and you're trying to get further and it's difficult. So things that are more self-contained, like I said, like if it's a game that she already knows how to play, or even if she forgets, can be easily retaught or relearned, then she won't get frustrated trying to remember the rules. Or something like an instrument, but not something that she used to play, but something like a recorder, or like something she could blow into, or a little keyboard, something that she could totter around with. You guys could just mess around. Yeah. If you have like a laptop or an iPad or something with like a GarageBand or something like that on it, you can like make beats, like make a song, be like, hey, we're gonna make a song together, and then you can show her like different sounds and have her pick the ones, so she doesn't have to worry about learning the device or something like that. Doesn't alcoholism lead to wet brain or dementia? I know for sure alcoholism can lead to many neurological disorder. There is a neurological disorder that comes from drinking too heavily, that just basically breaks down your brain. Ben Burnley from Breaking Benjamin got it when he was young, actually, from doing it. Actually, that's why the not Phobia, the one after it, the album after Phobia, the album cover is a scan of his brain, that showed how it was a scan of his brain that showed how deep he was into this disease, and it was going to kill him, basically. And so he finally got sober, and was able to reverse the effects and stuff like that. But yeah, it absolutely does lead. It can cause tremors. It can cause, it can lead to dementia. I've heard that it can, that there may be a link to Alzheimer's, all that kind of stuff. So, dude, Breaking Benjamin is amazing. Corbin Downs, I don't know if you follow me over 17 Live, but I cover a lot of their stuff over there too. But yeah, clearly also, but yeah, it is not the only cause of dementia. So, clearly in this case, not the case. Yeah, no, dementia is something that can be genetic. is very often genetic. Many factors can accelerate or decelerate its onset, but it's also one of those things too that like there are a lot of their families sometimes that don't know how bad their dementia does or doesn't run, because certain families don't always have members that live long enough to get into those years. And so if you've died, if like my family, like the men on my family have never lived long. So the women's side, the brains are sharp, the brains are super snappy. We don't really know too much about the guys as they get older though. Like we have a couple now, they're doing well, but because like all of the men in my family have typically died younger from heart disease or cancer, things like that. So so it's one of those ones, like if you know it runs in your family, there are things you can do to try to increase your brain health, but there's also, because there are so many different factors and causes and things that can lead to it, you don't always know what's going to make it worse, what's going to make it bad, and what's going to make it not. So Mr. Zolody, I'm really sorry you're dealing with that though. That must be really tough. I'm glad that you're able to go visit her and spend time with her now, but I know that it's a journey that basically just gets harder the longer you're on it. So, oh wow, she got diagnosed at 59. Shit. That's really difficult. I'm sorry you're on that journey, but I hope it's as easy as they can possibly be. I'll put it that way. I know there's no easy way to go down that path. But I hope it's as smooth and peaceable. And yeah. It's weird. Just heard a voice that was not mine or Jeff's. I'm like, oh, it's because the windows are open and the people outside. Bananas saved your life. I've been to the hospital with a friend because she had potassium. She was having potassium withdrawal. We had like one drink and she was low on potassium, so she collapsed. And had basically she was exhibiting like alcohol. She was exhibiting symptoms like she was having alcohol poisoning, but she'd only had a couple of drinks. So, yeah. Okay. So we are getting down there. And Mr. Zolody, if you ever want to, talk, share, or reach out privately, to just have someone to talk to, mom's stuff, that is really tough. So yeah, we're always here for you. We're supports. We're supports. We're a supports. Words. Yeah. Yeah. So, songity song. I gotta get my background set up over there too, because boop-a-doo. All right, there's the guitar. I set up my little tip case. Words. So you guys want to hear my song? Thank you. Let's see if those numbers have changed. Cool beans. Okay, so I'm gonna play that and this poll. All right. So, it's new. It's rough. It's really all I got to say about it. It's new and it's rough. If you come over to 1-7 Live, you'll hear it electric. I would say it really is intended to be played electric. Right now, I don't really know overall because it's new. So it so far is definitely intended as an electric song, but I don't know if that will change. I'll play it acoustically for you at the moment. Pull out the Lucky Tricky and we come over here. There you go. Bentley back from the road. Get you. Picks. Can I not take my guitar picks? No. There. That was really disappointing. I never actually took my guitar out to play it when I was on the road. Like a bad person. Whatever. All right. Charms in there. Tofu back up there. The mascot for 1-7 Live. Good. Get my little tip sign back up there. There we go. That's set up for later now. Play the song. All right. I mean, 17% of people, 4% of people hate music, and like a lot of those people hate themselves. So, Don't think I told you before, but I do photography and art with perler beads. Mind if I share a link from Instagram for your reaction? Not at all. Please share. Please, 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 please. Please. John Thomas, I saw you asked about the matriarchy. No, Ann and I are not doing the matriarchy anymore. We don't really stream about the same stuff, honestly. It's professionally we're in different places with what we're doing on YouTube, with why we're doing YouTube, how we're doing YouTube. And so as much as we, enjoyed doing a weekly show together, it didn't really make sense. It's like so we are gonna bring up in a second. I should pull this out and remember how this song goes because I don't have it memorized yet. Because now, I wrote out my tones for it's electric. Thank goodness. So glad I like myself that much. Like after you go, oh, is it okay? Can I? Okay, well, here's one. Blah. Then immediately, you should. Andy. I'm glad you included that you were just joking immediately, just in case. All right. So let's say. All right. Share. A little taste of. I didn't even look at this yet, by the way. I opened the link, and then I'm just doing a share, so you will literally see my first reaction to it. A little taste of my new perler beads. #art. Whoa! Whoa. That is cool. Badass. I'm just staring at all the textures, how it's like, oh my God. I love how you can I know, it's just always so cool with beads, how it's such a neat concept. It's almost like manually working with images rendered at a certain frame rate to build something. Saying it's a weird thing. It's like when we look at beaded things, it's kind of like how really understanding how images, colors work via pixelation. It's like you're seeing the pixels put together, but you're the person physically putting each pixel in place to create this physical image instead of digitally, what I'm saying making sense? It's just one of those really cool things when you the way art just is. Art is just really cool, and multi-mediums are really cool. I enjoy that. Yep, that's beads. The texture also. Yeah, no, it's cool. Honestly, even in the digital, you have to really look closely to see that it's beads, because it's you know, it's the picture kind of. That is really, really neat. I would never have the patience for that. How long does something like that take you, Ajay? Like this one in particular or something of this caliber, how long does that take you? And what's your process like for that? Are you doing it over the photo, like over a photograph? Or are you sketching it out first or tracing it out first? Or are you just like looking at a photograph and be like, I'm a wizard and freehanding it? Either way, let us know. That is really, really cool. And make sure you drop your handle. I don't know if everyone can see it there. It's Lawrence Adjay. Make sure you drop your handle so that everyone can go follow you if they want to check out more of your arts. Let's see. Let's take a peek through here. Let's see what else I got. Boom. Oh, wait. Let me follow. Do it. Yes. Good job. All right. Woo! That's awesome. Zangief. That is too fucking cool. Dude, that's incredible. I won't scroll through your whole Instagram publicly necessarily. Just, yeah, not everyone's like, but that is amazing. Dude, those bead things. Yeah, drop your handle if you want people to give you a photo. First time I did this one, it took me about 2 weeks because of work. Wow. That's pretty good though. Like, so after work every day, putting a little time. 2 weeks, that's not bad. Like, I'm working on a blanket right now, and it'll take me. I'll be lucky. Let's put it this way: if I'm done in time for this winter, I'll be lucky. Although it's coming together pretty quickly relative to my last one that took 10 years. So that one's like a full size blanket though, and a single stitch. This I'm doing triple stitch, and it's like gonna be a little smaller throw, but look at the next Zangief image foot on the wall that I sold. I just here, let me pull the link back up. I totally accidentally just clicked it on history. Lawrence. Oh, where's the next Zangief? Nice Sonic. Sorry, excuse my yawnages. Wow, your photography. Okay, I'm resharing you now. I'm at all your winter photography, and I'm like, okay. Do share screen, because then I just found your other pictures. Oh my god. So wow. Oh my god. This is so beautiful. I'll go through here and like all of your stuff eventually because I really, really like your photography. Oh my goodness. This is like my kind. These are my favorite kind of pictures too. Zombie. That's scary. That's really scary. I want to know more about the zombie one. That looks like something that looks like, oh my god, it looks like you captured a zombie in a tunnel somewhere. Like, these are incredible. I love the way you use your light. Wow. Boop. Boop. I don't know. I'm just sitting here getting lost in your Instagram right now. Guys, please go follow Lawrence Adjay on Instagram and like these amazing pictures. Wow. I don't know what's more impressive, your beadwork or your photography. It's really, really incredible, dude. Very fucking cool. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Dude, you made mine by sharing that, Ajay. Those were beautiful. Saying zombie. Over on 17 Live, Doug, which we have to go to immediately after I play you my song because I start there by 5. But I do cover zombie on 17 Live, and I do the electric guitar and all that shit too. So if you want me to play zombie, I will. Yeah. All right. So play you my song if you like what you hear, or if you don't, I don't care. Go to 17 Live afterwards and hang out with me.
enough, and yet here we remain, waiting to believe in me. Have no problem believing in bigger things that are too big to see. Without a doubt, I believe, so why not me? I see how it's supposed to go, how the pieces wanna fit. I can't make sense of any of it as soon as it's in my hands. Mine to break, mine to take, mine to cast, mine to fetch. I'm not sure how that part goes yet. I don't even like making decisions because of the responsibility. And if I get it done, I don't have the faith to repeat. Waiting to believe in me. Have no problem believing in bigger things that are too big to see. Without a doubt, I believe, so why not me? I'm caught in a trap. The only way down, but to find the way out, as if you're already out. They say you have to be, and I don't want to be. I just want to believe. Well, thank you for the follow from a while ago, AJ, and I'm excited to be following you back now. So that's my new song. It's called Waiting to Believe. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you want to hear more Jesse playing music, I'm going to go move my operation over there, which means just sitting down, plugging in my light, setting up my phone. And then we're going to be playing music over there for at least 3 hours, guys. So that's what's up on 17 Live today. One more time, I'll drop the link. It's going to be for m.e.godempress is my handle over yonder. And then there it is. So if you guys haven't gotten 17 Live yet, use that link. If you use that link, you come watch my stream for half an hour. I get $10. That's pretty cool. Pretty fun little perk of just, being part of a company that likes you. So until moments from now over there, God Empress out. Thank you everyone for watching, for listening, for chilling. And I'll talk to you all in like